Bismillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. So yesterday we talked about astaghfirullah. Anything you remember from astaghfirullah? Anything at all?
I remember.
Yeah.
It means I seek forgiveness, and when we do it, we ask, when we do something good, we may have made a mistake through it.
Yeah.
We ask Allah to cover it, because part of the meaning means to cover. So on the Day of Judgment, He can cover it up.
You remember anything?
Yeah,
That's what you remembered?
yeah.
What about it's one of the last things I said is when you seek forgiveness, what does Allah give you? Do you remember it all?
He gives you
Protection throughout
Excellent. Protection throughout the day.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice. Okay. So now we're going to take that a little further. We say astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah alladhi la ilaha illa huwa, right? Alladhi la ilaha illa huwa means I seek the forgiveness of Allah who no one should be worshipped except Him. So we add, Allah already knows who He is. We already know who He is. But we add that. Now when you add that, what that does in Old Arabic is it's like saying because. So I seek Allah's forgiveness because He's the only one that should be worshipped, loved, and obeyed. So when we add that, it's as if we're saying there are other, we shouldn't be embarrassed before anyone else. We should only be embarrassed before Allah. We don't have the need to, humble ourselves to somebody else's rules unless they are already in submission to Allah's rules. So, and if a person is, that doesn't mean that you don't have to be good to anybody else or apologize to anybody else. That's not what that means. But what it means is when a person is unable to ask Allah for forgiveness, then what does it matter that they ask other people for forgiveness? Like all of that stuff it becomes irrelevant. Like the first apology is due to Allah before anyone else. And actually the fact of the matter is, even when we apologize to somebody else, like if you were mean to somebody else or if you hurt somebody else, whatever, right? If you apologize to somebody else or you're sorry for something you did, it's already something Allah didn't want. So even when you're apologizing to somebody, you're actually, and it's real, then you're actually already first apologizing to Allah. This is a really good rule because if you remember that, it saves you a lot of trouble in your life. Let me tell you how. Sometimes people want you to say sorry for something that Allah has no problem with. Right? Then you realize, astaghfirullah alladhi la ilaha illa huwa. He's the only one that should be worshipped. If I'm going to apologize, it'll be something that he says is wrong also. Not just what somebody else said is wrong. Now, for example, you were cheating on a test. Ma'adallah, you would never cheat on a test. But let's just say someone you know, an evil cousin, cheating on a test. And they get caught. And then they're apologizing. Or they should apologize. Is that something Allah wants them to do also? Yeah, because cheating is wrong in our religion. Right? So, in other words, you should feel guilty about things that Allah says you should feel guilty about. And you shouldn't feel guilty about things that Allah says you should not feel guilty about. Because people are very good at making you feel guilty about all kinds of things. Right? And then when this is gone, when Allah is gone from the equation, then the things you should be feeling guilty about and you should be apologizing for, you think they're no big deal. And the things you shouldn't be apologizing for, you start apologizing for. You start feeling bad about. So your conscience, or what your heart should feel or not feel, all of that becomes out of whack. It becomes imbalanced. And so this reminder in the day, because throughout the day we're not just going to be by ourselves. We don't live each of us on an island by ourselves where we only have to deal with coconuts, right? We deal with people. We deal with family. We deal with friends. We have all kinds of exchanges with people. And when we have those exchanges, sometimes they do something wrong to us, or sometimes we do something wrong to them. Because nobody's perfect, right? So saying this in the morning is a reminder of how we're supposed to think about everything that's going to happen in the day. Oh yeah, I did mess up. Astaghfirullah, and I'm sorry. So it's kind of like astaghfirullah, and I'm sorry. And I do that because first and foremost, would Allah want me to do that? No, I disappointed Allah first. Yep, and then I disappointed you too, so I'm sorry. But this helps, save people from a lot of really bad choices in their life, because some people are so scared of disappointing a person but they're not scared of disappointing Allah. Or they become more scared of disappointing a person even more than they are of disappointing Allah. Or the last one, the crazy one, is when people convince you that Allah wants you to feel bad. While that's a lie. Allah didn't want you to feel bad. You just got told the wrong thing, which is why you have to educate yourself and know what is it that Allah wants you to do, what is it that Allah doesn't want you to do, right? So Allah says, يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ لِيُخَفِّفَ عَنْكُمْ. Allah wants to make your burden lighter. So when He teaches us these things, these adhkar, they actually make our life better. They make things lighter for us. So we've now talked about astaghfirullah. Say it with me. I'm not the only one who knows it. Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah alladhi la ilaha illa huwa. So now tomorrow we'll talk about al-hayyul qayyum wa atubu ilayh. Right? So we'll talk about that last part. All right. Barakallahu li wa lakum. Let's get ready for some.
You said we were going to read the Quran.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting things. Go grab the mushafs. We're going to read some Quran slowly. One ayah. So those of you that you take a second and grab a mushaf, grab a copy of the Quran, and let's open up.
Is that yours or so?
You can take that. You can get two.
I've never used these. I don't even know if that's it.
We'll open it and see if you're comfortable with it.
Yeah, I really forgot ours.
You be okay with this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do Surah. Let's just start with Baqarah. It'll be easier for you.
Alright.
All right. Okay. Who's gonna start?
How do you start?
Alright. From the.
أعوذ بالله بسم الله.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألف لام ميم. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين.
So here's what I want you to fix a little bit. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب, like you're like.
Oh, okay.
ريب.
Yeah.
ريب, yeah. And the ba is smiley.
Okay.
Ba.
Ba.
That ريب.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, go.
ذلك الكتاب لا ريب
Good.
ريب فيه هدى للمتقين.
When you say
متقين.
yeah, the ta should be smiley.
Yeah, متقين.
Excellent. Muttaqeen. Your turn. Next ayah.
الذي
Yeah.
الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة
الذين يؤمنون بالغيب.
الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة
صلاة. Sa is almost like a whistle. Look. Sa. Yeah, salata.
صلاة.
Now don't say salata. Salata. La is like you're smiley again. Yeah, salata. Sa is bad mood. Lam is good mood.
Okay.
Salata. Go ahead.
صلاة.
Yes.
صلاة.
ومما.
ومما
Just stay on the meme a little longer. The meme likes attention. The meme. ومما رزقناهم.
ومما رزقناهم ومما رزقناهم.
The meme likes attention. Remember?
ومما
You give Alif the attention. You give meme the attention.
ومما رزقناهم.
Now you give Alif no attention. ومما
رزقناهم ينفقون.
Close. Very good. والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون.